We are here to talk about a new product that you just introduced. It's a massive battery, the Apex battery.
This is a CineD Gear News video, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD, and I'm here with Ross from Core SWX. Ross, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
We are here to talk about a new product that you just introduced. It's a massive battery. For the people who don't really know Core SWX, please tell me a little bit about the company.
You know, we're a battery manufacturer. We pride ourselves in offering innovative power solutions that solve everyday problems. As our mantra says, we provide the power to create. We have 32 very hardworking people here in the States. We have a New York office, we have an LA office, we have satellite offices in Chicago and North Carolina. We have global distribution throughout the world, whether it's the UK, Benelux, Nordic region. I could go on and on. So we're here to provide the power to the industry. We pride ourselves, like I said, on innovative solutions that solve problems, and we also like to try to be first to market with a lot of these solutions.
Obviously, you identified a certain need from creators, and you just released the Apex battery. Tell me a little bit about the battery.
When we go to trade shows, we're peppered with questions on how do I power our lights, you know, and as an industry as a whole, I don't think the question has really been answered well. So when we developed battery packs up until now, we focused on the camera and the surrounding production devices. Last September, right after I think the CineD Expo, or it may have been October, we took up the project to make a pack that not only delivered the power necessary to power all these high-powered lights, but also at a tenable price point. And we had our people go out on set and really get a better understanding of the limitations and the requirements to provide the proper solution for these high-powered lights.
As a user, and I've been in this business for quite a long time, as a cameraman, I always used batteries or V-mount batteries that I carry with my camera to power my lights. So what am I doing wrong, actually?
So the problem with camcorder packs are they have a lot of features that you pay for that you can't use in lighting. The other problem is that they're not able to really handle the load properly. So what happens is you get an abridged runtime. A lot of times, I mean, every day we're getting phone calls where people say, I think my batteries have a problem, my light goes out, and I still have 30% remaining capacity. And that's really a function of how the packs can't withstand the load at lower voltages. So every light has a power rating, and let's just say it's 140 watt draw. So if you have a 10 amp max load pack, once that pack goes from 16.8, which is max charge voltage and low voltage, down to 14, you're hitting that threshold where the pack can no longer sustain the load and the overcurrent protection kicks in. So you're losing that capacity, usable capacity in the pack from sub 14 volts down to about 12 volts, which is low voltage cutoff. So what we did was we said we need to provide a higher capacity pack to improve run times. We need a pack that has a much higher current load so that you don't get that discharge cutoff. So the new Apex 360 series of packs are 367 watt hour, super high capacity packs that can handle up to a 24 amp load peak and 20 amp max continuous. And the real key here is, as I said before, we're delivering them at a tenable price point. We stripped away a lot of the features that camcorder packs would traditionally have, and we're able to hit the lowest cost per watt hour in the industry for premium power.
It's very interesting because I have to be very honest. Sometimes you look at a battery and you ask yourself, what else can a manufacturer do in order to shake the industry a little bit? And by having such a battery for a certain usage, and lights are everywhere now, everybody and their mothers are making lights. And is it compatible with all those lights in the market?
So it is. We have two different variants. We have a low voltage 14.4 volt standard light, that battery rather, that will handle some of the smaller power lights like the Aperture C300D Mark II, because that doesn't take high voltage. And then we have a high voltage variant that will work with the Nanlite 720B and the Aperture 600 series, as well as many others like the Nova light, some of the light panels lights, the large 2x1s. But really what we're trying to do is reset the perspective on battery power. We're suggesting is you will have your camcorder batteries, and then you'll have a separate system for your lighting. And what's great about that is your lighting power will power the lights properly, right? These packs can be used on camera devices, but we're trying to say segment your lighting power away from your camera power. And there's a real case to do that, right? The camera power just doesn't work well with the lights. So why try to make one size fits all? It just won't, especially if you want some of the other features that are in the camera-based battery systems, like the camera communication, the LCD gauge, the DTAP. All those add unnecessary costs when you're using these packs on lighting.
Does it mean that you need also a specific charger for those batteries, or you can use camcorder chargers?
Right, so the low voltage Apex products will work on all standard 14.4 volt lithium ion V-mount chargers. You won't need a charger. We did come out with a low cost charger. And the reason why we came out with that is because these are really super high capacity packs, which take a while to charge. So these low cost chargers will charge 2 packs in around 5 hours. I didn't mention pricing, but the packs are priced at $599 US, which again is $1.63 per watt hour, lowest in the industry. And we're going to have hard bundles where you could buy 2 batteries and a charger for $1,299 US. And our perspective is this: up until now, if you would call us, and we do have some packs, our Helix Max line, which serves the Alexa 35s, the Red XLs, can sustain the same draw. But 4 packs of that type and a charger are going to be around 3,000 US. So this provides you a more tenable price point to power your lights. And it's, like I said, if you consider this a dedicated solution, it's an investment worth making. And given the high current capabilities of these packs, they'll sustain many years of service.
To use it with one of the lights that you mentioned before, do I need one pack or a dual pack? And if it's a dual pack, do you have anything to connect those 2 batteries?
So we do have a variety of solutions. What we're anticipating is that you use 2 batteries on every light. So something like this is a 600 series ballast. It already has 2 V-mount plates, so you can just click both on. Same with the smaller apertures, and many of the Nanlites have that kind of surfboard mount. We do anticipate using both battery packs at the same time, and our runtime stats suggest that. So that's what we feel is the proper application for these battery packs.
And are you going to produce only V-mount version, or also go for gold mount or even B-mount?
In the States especially, we have a loyal gold mount base. And we understand the pains of going to V-mount. However, as of right now, the decision is to stick with V-mount. One of the reasons is the largest install base of these lights is V-mount. And again, we're producing a dedicated power solution for your light systems. We understand the painstaking task of switching over the lights to V-mount, but if you just relegate these for your lights as we intend them to be used, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We do have gold mount adapter plates, as well as we've come out with a system called our direct connect plates, and you can see one here, which allows the user to modify their ballasts to a V-mount standard without any need for soldering. So we have a patent pending application in on this product, which allows you to simply clip the wires with removing a few screws off the V-mount and snapping on our plate. That's why we call it direct connect. And not only does it give you the 14 volt capability, but it also gives you the high voltage capability to use some of the Apex high voltage packs. Now, we consider ourselves a very responsible manufacturer, and we will not use low voltage pins on V-mount to pass through high voltage. We think it's a disaster waiting to happen. And when you're on set in a high pressure situation, perhaps you have an assistant that isn't well tuned or understand the battery systems well, and they figure, well, if it locks on, it'll work, and then there's a problem. You just put a high voltage pack on a low voltage device, and you probably ruin the device. So what we have is we have a proprietary pin set. It's becoming more and more commonplace nowadays with the high voltage cameras like the Alexa 35 and the Red XL. It is actually an OEM mount system on the Red XL, and it's our Helix line. So with these proprietary pins, you can safely pass through high voltage to the lighting product, and you don't have to worry about them mistakenly being put on a low voltage product.
Let's talk a little bit about the housing itself, because obviously within a production, it's a very busy environment sometimes, and battery can fall on the floor or whatever. Is it plastic or is it a different type of material? How durable is this?
So it is a form of plastic. It's a polycarbonate housing. We made the housing an extra millimeter thick, so it can sustain the rigors of production as well as drops. The other unique thing about the product is that it has a multi-sided LED array. So and the LEDs stay on during charge and discharge. So if you have your light set up in a corner and you're a bit away from it, you can see the charge status of that battery pack any which direction because it is a wraparound LED gauge.
Who is actually your customer here? It's the end user or rental houses?
So we're going after the owner-operator market, but we also have a loyal base of rental and hire companies that use our product throughout the US and the world. We find that grip companies and lighting companies have a real challenge powering these lights. And sometimes, especially on a lot of the COB lights, they'll revert to more of the panel style, like the Aries or the light panels, because they're easier to power and they already have pre-existing systems that support it. So we think there's a market not only for the owner-operator and content creator, but also for the lighting and grip companies.
You're talking about content creators, and obviously this is a big battery. What is the weight of this battery, by the way?
Each pack is 3.8 pounds. So combined, it's just over 7.5 pounds.
Do you see a possibility to do something similar, but more traveling friendly?
So it's a challenge. As you know, if you're talking about air travel, you're restricted up to 160 watts with 2 packs or 100 watts with no defined number. And really, when it comes to how many you could bring, it's really based on the weight that the airlines allow for the carry-on. Because you can't put these in, stow these in cargo. You have to carry them on lithium-ion batteries. So we could come out with a lesser capacity solution, but the run times are going to be greatly sacrificed.
I understand. Good. Let's mention again the price and availability, because of course that's very important for those who might consider buying such a battery.
Absolutely. So shortly after this video is posted, they will be available for pre-order. Each pack is $599 US. And then the kits, 2 batteries and a charger, should you want to go to the high voltage system, which does have a dedicated charging solution, or if you want a faster 2-position charger, those kits will be $1,299 US, and they're shipping mid-January. We already have this in production. We've, like I said, worked on it the past year, really perfected it. It's been on set.
Great, Ross. What can I say? I'm much more knowledgeable now, and it sounds like a much-needed product, I have to say. And it's actually very interesting when you really try to differentiate between batteries for camcorders and batteries for lights. Personally, I didn't even think about it, but obviously you're in the business of batteries, and if there is a need, there is somebody to make those, and I'm happy that you came up with such a solution. Thank you again for joining me. I mean, it was really a pleasure talking to you.
Yes, thank you, Johnny. Pleasure talking, and happy holidays to you and everyone.
Thank you very much. And guys, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.